The Queen's English. Tools for Effective Public Speaking, Part 1. In this video, the first of a two-part series, we will discuss some foundational principles in effective public speaking, such as knowing your audience, universal tools, key points, eye contact, knowing when to stop, structure of your speech, organization, great speakers, authenticity. Now let's get started. The needs of your listener. Take the time to discover why your audience will be in attendance. Are they required to attend for work? Are they looking for motivation or empowerment? Is it to attain a new skill or instruction? Discover the audience you will be addressing while you are preparing your presentation. Remember, be clear why your audience is there. The purpose of your speech. There are three general purposes all speeches fall into: to inform, to persuade, and to entertain. To inform. Your aim is to help an audience acquire information they do not currently have. Your information will help to bring understanding. The goal is to gain knowledge. The goal is not to push the knowledge given to be used in any specific manner. When you start encouraging an audience to use the knowledge being shared in a specific way, you have moved from to inform into to persuade. To persuade. Your aim is an attempt to help your audience embrace a viewpoint or behavior they did not have before. A speech that persuades is different from a speech that informs because it contains a request for the listeners to change an action or thought. To entertain. The aim is focused on the occasion and theme of the speech. In an entertaining speech, the enjoyment of the audience is paramount. Entertaining speeches, whether serious or funny, are designed to help audiences escape their daily lives for a short period. Being informative or persuasive is not the primary goal. Remember, when formulating the purpose of your speech and deciding whether to inform, persuade, or entertain, tell yourself WAIT. WAIT. Why am I talking? Develop an awareness for the universal tools to address a variety of topics. Tool number 1, a clear, strong voice. Staying hydrated, remaining relaxed, avoiding yelling, and proper posture are some key components for maintaining volume and strength while speaking. Tool number 2, clearly defined points. Be mindful that your content is easy to follow and understand. Know what you're talking about. Tool number 3, eye contact and being relatable. When you look a listener in the eye, it exudes confidence and belief in your point. Tool number 4, knowing when to end. As simple as it may seem, a well-timed ending is just as important as an intriguing beginning. An organized speech with solid construction and well-supported points are essential. Remember the necessity of grabbing your audience from the beginning. Consider starting with an interesting fact or current news. Storytelling can also be an impactful intro. Let's park on the power of storytelling in public speaking for a moment. Storytelling is an opportunity for the speaker to bring their information to life, an impactful tool to engage audiences and make the speaker more relatable. Teachers frequently use this art to transform how students absorb lessons. An attorney will intertwine an interesting narrative to drive home a point in a case. Great comedians merely take an average story and incorporate humorous observations that enlighten and amuse audiences. A key note to keep in mind about the power of incorporating storytelling into your public speaking is you are just required to retell a moment. Retell a moment you experienced that will support the information you want to share with your listeners. Research your subject, then trim the excess. Edit your text to its most concise form and avoid words that don't move your speech forward. Organizing your speech helps to bring clarity to your thoughts and aids in your speech being effective. There are three main parts: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Introduction. The introduction establishes the initial contact with you and your listener. In a good intro, which preferably should be 1 minute or less, your aim is to focus your audience's attention and give the purpose of the speech. Next in your intro, you want to establish credibility. Your listener is assessing whether they want to tune in to what you are saying. This trust can be gained by the content of your speech. Lastly, in your intro, give a brief insight to the main points to be covered in the body. This method develops anticipation in the audience to listen for those points. The body is where you will provide support to undergird your primary message. As the most important part of your speech, the body must be organized in a manner your audience will be able to follow. An organized body, constructed with clearly defined points, will retain the audience's attention and capture the continuous support of your listeners. Conclusion. The conclusion is to briefly summarize your speech and the final chance to really explain your message and leave the audience with specific, memorable takeaways. If your conclusion is mastered, the audience will remember the main ideas, even if the body went off course. Review. Key points. Number 1, know your audience. 2, there are universal tools for any speech, which include a clear, strong voice, clearly defined points, eye contact, knowing when to end. Number 3, structure your speech with well-supported materials. 4, organize your speech with an introduction, a body, and conclusion. Now that we've explored and reviewed these foundational principles, let's begin to look at translating body language. Nonverbal communication. In the upcoming images, look at the individuals in the videos. Watch their body movements, facial expressions, tilt of the head, placement of their hands, and any other nonverbal communication that catches your attention. Make a note of what messages are being conveyed. Afterwards, in our feedback segment, we will examine our observations. Here are 3 suggestions of great speakers to use for independent study. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Tony Robbins, Malala Yousafzai. Observe their speeches, delivery of main points, confidence level, eye contact, clarity of tone. Then take notes to incorporate into your own public speaking. Remember, the development of a great speaker is a process and occurs through planning, preparation, and practice. Study the greats, then be yourself. Your confidence will increase as the emphasis is on sharing ideas and not on performance. No matter the size of the audience, aim to be authentically you. These are the initial tools to begin your growth as an effective public speaker.